So all of that was 100% useless.
Oh no!
Because I'm a professional. So let's try that again. I kind of want to do the same thing though, even though this time it's going to be like scripted. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brittany. If you haven't subscribed yet, you probably should because I normally talk about geeky things, but sometimes I like to eat some food, and that's what I'm going to do today with my friend Sarah.
Hello!
I know normally we are on my couch, but Sarah's boyfriend is on my couch petting my dog, so we're on my bed, so welcome to my bed.
It's not the first time I've been here.
We hit on each other. May I remind you, Sarah's boyfriend is literally just over there. He can hear everything that's going on right now. Do you forgive me?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're eating pizza luce today. Because I've technically had it now. But I haven't had it before. Because they don't like Bloomington, apparently.
They don't. Their closest one to Bloomington is Richfield.
Which isn't far.
No.
But yeah, I looked at like where they deliver to, and it's like literally a block from my freaking house. Maybe a little more, but that's a little bit of an exaggeration. But like,
I'd say it's like 5 blocks.
yeah, it's like close.
Like legit 5 blocks.
It's like super close.
So all those houses around the Mall of America get access, but like you don't.
It's not fair.
No.
I'm 2 miles away from the Mall of America, for crying out loud. So I got spicy food for us.
Spicy.
So yours has pepperoni sausage and
The green
Jalapenos.
jalapenos. The
Yeah.
jalapenos.
I had to get pickled for mine.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It was very strange. Like your toppings thing was different than my toppings thing.
I wonder if there is an agent of some sort. No, pickling's usually gluten-free. I don't know.
I know, because pickling is literally you just put it in vinegar
Yeah.
for like days.
Yeah.
That's why people are always like, so lutefisk is just pickled herring. I'm like, no, it's not soaked in vinegar. It's soaked in lye.
It's the death pickling.
It's literally poison.
It is. It's almost like embalming, but the opposite.
I got a thing from Indeed recently where they're like, do you want to be a funeral director? And I was like, no. Why would I want to learn how to embalm a person?
You could be even closer to the ancient Egyptians.
I don't need to be that close to the ancient Egyptians. So, there's a raccoon in my fireplace.
Just being friendly.
Making noise. Escaping her babies in my fireplace.
Mama needs wine.
Mama needs a break.
That's, yeah.
So how have you been?
Good.
No.
Good.
We were just talking about the fact that we haven't seen each other in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Had you been since Halloween?
But when you left your camera at my place, when Leah did your hair,
That was December.
that was in December.
Yeah. When Leah did my hair.
And then the Christmas party in January. Did you come? Yeah, you came. to Christmas party in January.
I think I did. Didn't I?
It has been a long couple of months.
My trips to St. Cloud have been making this semester kind of go by like in a very weird way. Because, driving an hour and a half technically 3 hours there and back. An hour and a half there, an hour and a half back. Make anyone go crazy?
Do you hit traffic that bad?
Sometimes. But usually I get off on Washington, like in Eden Prairie, right by 169. I'll just take the back roads home the whole way. Up by the Doubletree and then down Normandale.
Yeah.
There was one time I hit this really weird traffic around Monticello. It was really weird and not like normal.
Yeah.
So I call my dad because my dad, works in transit. And so he's all these systems where because he has to look at traffic. He has to know what the traffic looks like. And so I'm like, what's going on around Monticello? He's like, well, let me see if I can look out that far. And he couldn't. First, he could look as Otsego, which isn't far from Monticello. But He was like, well, it looks fine at Otsego, so you should be okay.
Yeah.
They were literally just cleaning off. They closed a lane just to clean off a little bit of snow from the shoulder. I don't get it either.
What?
I don't know. It was so weird. They closed a lane specifically just to clean off a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
On the shoulder. Not even like on the road.
Yeah. It was on the shoulder.
On the shoulder.
I wonder if there was like some safety issue.
Had to been.
Yeah.
Had to been.
Yeah.
That was really weird. That was the weirdest traffic I've hit. Sometimes I'll hit like a little bit of traffic around about around 394. A little bit of traffic around Rogers. But other than that, nothing like 494 ever.
Oh. 494.
Is that what you guys took from Richfield?
We took 62 to 77.
Okay. I was smart. I just took Lindale.
I should have done that.
I beat you guys here.
So how do you like the pizza?
It's good. I've heard that it's like the best pizza in Minnesota.
I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's up there.
My friend Melissa will probably look at this video and be like, that's not pizza.
Yeah.
She's from New York.
Yeah. Probably. Man, we gotta we are cheese people. We are dairy people.
We're from the Midwest. We're right next to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Like literally, it would take us 45 minutes to drive.
Chicago is deep dish pizza. Where they stuff the pizza. We just stuff burgers in Minnesota.
When Melissa was in town, I brought her to 5-8 Club for some Juicy Lucy's. So good. I had pepper jack cheese in mine. I have pepper jack cheese on this pizza too. I really like spicy.
That's a good pizza. It's a good cheese. Would you like a drink?
Yes, please. I don't have a table, so she has to give me my wine.
That's fine.
Because I haven't figured out if this is a mukbang or a wine story time. Could be both.
It could be.
Hybrid. So what have you been doing with your life?
Jones and I joined the gym recently. Like straight up at the beginning of this month recently. And it's going really, really well. Oh, just work stuff being super busy.
Super busy right now.
Yeah. We're prepping for sale. Sorry, my legs are killing me.
Yeah, we could do a promo for the nonprofit you work with.
Ah, yes, story time. Story time is actually it's going very well. Very busy. With some administration changes that might be happening, but CEO is going into the PhD program at the university. And
good for him.
So
I haven't heard from them in a while either.
Oh, they've been super busy getting into the PhD program and stuff. And Camille is working on her graduate, her master's.
That I knew.
Working and doing story time. Aaron is just preparing for his PhD program at Storytime. And not at Storytime, at the university and doing Storytime. And Robert, he's the chairman of the board. And just chairman of Storytime. And he is about to have the camp start. So he's very busy.
He's starting his own camp now. Oh no, his camp is starting. Got it.
Yeah, his camp is starting.
I was like, the way you said that, I was like, he's starting his own camp? Wow.
Right.
That's new.
Gosh, to start your own, oh my gosh. I don't know if that's his dream, but like...
Sounds like it.
He's a very woodsman man.
He is.
If anything, I think he would just freelance everywhere and just be like a permanent camp counselor or something.
He would love that.
I think he would. And it's... Since there was the cyclone that went through Malawi.
Oh.
And we focus on southern Malawi in particular.
Right.
And so it did go through Mozambique and southern Malawi. And a bunch of crops got taken out.
Oh no.
And they don't have like a giant resource for food either. So.
That's unfortunate. Are they going out there soon?
No, not physically.
Okay.
We have a couple people on the ground there.
Right.
Zakani and his family and Dykins and
a
few more people with the school in particular, but Zakani is more of like a community man, and so, and he goes all over Malawi. But with southern Malawi being hit, I don't know what is gonna happen. Not for
Okay.
story time in particular, but like just the Malawi people.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's devastating.
To have all your crops wiped out like that. And it was like in the middle, they were about to plant.
I
They
mean,
were
it's hard
planting.
enough. It's hard enough in, you know, the United States when a tornado hits and takes out something, but taking out all of your crops like that when that is your, like,
It is your full livelihood.
right.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally your life.
They don't have large commercial farming like we do here. So it's like
Right.
their farm is like for them.
Right.
And then a little bit for profits.
Right.
Because their soil can't sustain like a big giant crop.
Right.
So there's just like there's more and more underlying domino effects going on. But the fact that they had like just planted, they were planning, it was going well, and then for all of that stuff to get torn up,
Yeah.
and what existing crops they did have to go away.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
So I don't know what Storytime is going to do in with this.
Yeah.
If we're going to focus on food programs next, if we're going to focus on more at-home programs.
Right.
I'm not entirely sure what Erin has in mind with that, because I'm just the secretary. So, we'll see
Right.
what happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Mm-hmm. So.
But yeah, it sounds like, in other words, it's going well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Story time. So, I can leave a link below
That
in
would
the
be
description for people to go and
That would
check
be,
it out.
that'd be super awesome. Thank you. A shameless plug, thank you.
Shameless plug for my friends who run a nonprofit. Well, that's what I wanted to start. I mean, that's essentially my life that I want to eventually get into. Only mine would be like nature and wildlife
Yeah.
conservancy.
Yeah.
But I mean, if there's a job opening up, Erin should call me.
We're working on payment, but it's all volunteer
Yeah.
based right now.
I mean, that's just how nonprofit works at first.
Yeah. And so we've been Storytime's been a thing for 5 years now.
Yeah.
And so it's still a baby company.
Right. Especially in the world of nonprofit.
And we're just trying to help as much as we can.
Yeah, obviously. Like, that's obviously, yeah. But it's super cool.
Yeah. And
Especially that he's doing it, like, in Malawi, which
Yeah.
I feel like tends to be more of a forgotten part of Africa.
it is. And it's one of the, I don't want to say it's like the poor, but it's one of the least
Developed.
developed.
Yeah.
And even that, I don't like the word developed.
I don't like saying that
Yeah.
either. Because that still, like, puts a really negative connotation. I also don't like the idea of first world, third world. Like, I don't like that
I don't
either.
like it.
But, like, for lack of a better term.
Yep. I've started saying the phrase colonialism sucks.
I mean,
When it's not successful.
Yeah.
Like, America is a byproduct of a bunch of weird colonialism going on and wanting our independence and stuff. It's weird. But
and not succeeding greatly. But.
and so for a lot of Africa too, when colonialism stopped and when the British Empire stopped, they just left. They didn't establish anything. And so
Right.
once you're under British rule and then you leave, like, how do you establish a government?
Right.
There's just so much.
Yeah.
So they haven't been the most fortunate
Right.
from it. And they're a small country with, it's a beautiful country. Like, if you look at pictures of Malawi, it's just beautiful.
Have you ever gone out there?
I haven't.
Okay. Because I knew you had the opportunity at one point to go out there, but you couldn't make that particular trip work.
Yeah, money is not of my, at my disposal.
Me either. No.
And then I'm more spontaneous when I want to travel. I'm like, oh cool, let's just go.
Well, yeah, because I remember that when all of a sudden, like, it was me, Kelly, and Custer. We were all sitting together. Like, I guess Sarah and Leah went to Canada.
Yeah, we did. We were like, Canada. Yeah, we got our passports and we were just like, let's go. Let's do it. And that's, and Jones and I went up to the Gunflint Trail.
Okay.
And it was kind of a spontaneous kind of thing. We were like, we should go up somewhere. And this was October.
Yeah.
And Jones goes, oh, I know this place. Let's go. And so we found the first opening, which was in January.
Yeah.
Like, in the beginning of January. And we were like, let's do it. Like, right after the holidays.
Yeah.
And it was great. So, like, I was looking up to it for 3 months, but the decision to do it was very spontaneous.
Right.
So.
See, that's the thing, like, I'm too type A to be able to just be like, I'm going to go on a trip. I'm going to just go get on a plane and go a place. Like, no, I'm the kind of person who's like, nope, I need to figure out the cheapest flights. I need to check out the cheapest times to go. I got to find the best, the best hotel for the lowest cost. Like,
Yep.
I got to figure out what I'm doing every single day. The only time I didn't do that, well, I did still plan it and, like, find the cheapest flights, blah, blah. But the only time I didn't go with, like, a strict plan was the last time I went to Vancouver.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
In 2012. And I was sitting there in my hotel, and I broke into, like, a panic attack.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden I was in this new country by myself. I mean, I've been to Canada. I've been to Vancouver before at that point. But, like, I was there by myself. It was, like, my first plane ride, like, literally just completely by myself.
Yep.
And all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know what to do. And, like, I panicked. It was so very strange. If you go far enough back in my videos, you'll find, like, the very first Vancouver video that I have. Mm-hmm. And I'm quite literally like, maybe I should have planned better. Because, like, I'm just so type A. I have to have a plan. The only time I don't need one is when we go to Disney World, because my sister is type A as well. And she's the one that comes up with the plan.
Okay.
So, like, I'm just, like, I hand that to her when we go to Disney World, because I know she just really enjoys planning Disney World.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, let's go. You do the Disney World thing. But
in Canada, we were like, all right, we're going to drive up, do this thing, drive up, do that thing. But then in between those times, we were like, what should we do? And we, like, checked out a canyon.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. And I've never been to a canyon before.
Like,
I've never been to
I saw that.
Yeah. Which I had to go out of the country to go see my first canyon. But it's amazing.
I mean, well, no, my first canyon was the Grand Canyon. So that was my first canyon. But I was going to say, because I remember Lynn Canyon Park, that was my most recent canyon. I thought maybe that was my first one, but then I remember my dad and I went to Arizona before I graduated, right before my senior year of high school.
Oh, fun.
Well, because I was planning, the trip was twofold. I wanted to go to the college out in Flagstaff, University of Flagstaff, but also I had an internet friend that I was trying to meet. We never actually did meet in person because something else happened. I don't remember. I mean, we're talking like 15 years ago. And, but, so then my dad and I ended up going to the Grand Canyon. He's like, we got up, because my dad's like the kind of person like that, where he's just like, we're just gonna go, you wanna go do this? Okay, let's go do this. So we got, so we woke up in the hotel one morning, he's like, wanna go to the Grand Canyon? I was like, sure, we'll go to the Grand Canyon. But, so we went to the Grand Canyon, and that's something you gotta see. At some point in your life, the Grand Canyon is a thing to see. Because it looks like you're looking at a painting. Like, it doesn't look real. When you're, like, looking at it, it just doesn't look real.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really strange. I'd love to go back. I've not been back to Arizona.
That's so interesting for me, because in film and media and stuff, I feel like there's an oversaturation of the Grand Canyon and, like, westerns and stuff, you know?
Right.
But to hear that it is, like, painting.
Oh, no, it's absolutely.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Gorgeous. It doesn't look real. It doesn't look like it should be real.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so pretty. But Lynn Canyon Park is really pretty. So I'm not really much of a desert fan. And so the Grand Canyon, while it's beautiful, not as pretty in my opinion as, like, where you guys went.
Yeah.
Or Lynn Canyon Park, which is also in those Vancouver trip videos. Where I got to walk over a suspension bridge over the canyon.
That's what we did too.
Nothing like fearing for your life. I mean, until I jumped out of an airplane. But nothing like fearing your life until you're walking on a rickety bridge, walking over a freaking canyon.
Right? Right?
That's terrifying.
Yes.
Especially because we had those assholes on the bridge who were, like, trying to make it move more.
My father.
It was your dad!
It was my dad!
I knew why he looked familiar. I I mean, we didn't know each other back in 2012, but...
No. Those Bartell genes run strong.
I looked at him and like, I bet you I'm going to meet your daughter one day.
One day. In the future.
So I did that to my mom when we were on a suspension bridge up by Duluth.
Uh-huh.
There's a suspension bridge, and she was like trying to walk across it. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's shaking! And I was like trying, and we were the only ones on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I started moving. She's like, don't you do that! And I'm like, why not? It's fun.
When you're not scared and the next human in front of you is. It's one of the funniest things to be a complete a-hole. Mm-hmm. Like, with a suspension bridge in Canada, you just, if you were in the middle, if you were at one end, whatever end you were at, you could feel other people walk on it, so you could, like, feel their footsteps. And it was made completely out of metal, so it wasn't, like, super duper rickety at all.
Right.
But it's still, you're so
Moved.
high up. Yeah, it moved.
So
and I'm
moved.
like, it has to move because it freezes and the contracting bits, and oh god. I was just fearing for my life. I was like, it has to move. I was convincing myself that we weren't gonna die. And that it needed to move. For wind, for snow, rain, freezing. It had
Right.
to.
It's kind of how I felt when they opened up the door to the airplane, and the guy's like, all right, go get into position. And mind you, the position out of that particular plane, because it was one of those smaller planes, so we had to tumble out versus jump.
Okay.
And so my position was literally, I had to like sit knees on the ground or on the floor of the plane while he finally connected himself to me, because we weren't connected going in.
Okay.
And he connected himself to me. And then I was the one who had to put my foot on the outside of the plane. On this like little thing on the wing. And I'm sitting there looking at the ground going, I was hoping he was going to be the one doing all the work. And then, so I got there. But my foot, this foot, got caught in the plane. Like, it's fine. But, like, I had this really weird bruise on my ankle for a long time. Because, like, I didn't quite position this foot quite right. And so it got caught under his weight.
Oh, gotcha.
And so then as he got ready to tumble, he put all of his weight onto my foot and then fell out of the plane. And so I felt I'm surprised it didn't have more injury than that.
Yeah.
But, like, I felt the edge of the plane on my ankle as we went out. And I was just, so I had this, like, bar of a bruise on this ankle for a while. It's also not fun when you have rosacea going down. Like, windburn in general, but then adding in the rosacea, that was really shitty. I still love how Brooke went with me, and she trusted me with her on parachutes again.
Ever since that fateful game
Where I killed her for a parachute.
where you killed her for a parachute.
So, if you've ever heard of the game Betrayal and House on the Hill.
Yep.
We gotta play that game again. We gotta get together. We have to get together.
That's the thing.
None of us have time. Well,
No. I mean, half of our friends are in theater.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well-
the other half of us are like, away.
But we played that game, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with that game at all. It's like Clue, kind of. It's not really a mystery game though.
It's not a mystery, but you do walk
You're
around.
walking through a house.
You're walking through a house, and you build the house as you walk around. So you
Right.
discover new areas of the house.
And so the game is always different
Yep.
every time you play.
And there's like an action in certain rooms, and then like one action is an omen, and once you get X amount of omens, you get a haunt. And so then there's a bunch of haunt scenarios that happen.
And it's all based on like where you are, what rooms you have in the house,
Like who did it?
who did it. And the very first time I played there was no betrayer.
Yep.
The house was just picked up by It was a bird, wasn't it? But we changed it to a pterodactyl because Lee is afraid of birds.
Oh, yeah, the pterodactyl wasn't so scary.
Right? Yes. The pterodactyl wasn't as scary.
But yeah,
the flying reptile, not as scary as birds. But it was picked up by like a giant bird, but we turned it to pterodactyl. And there were these parachutes hidden
scattered
in the house. And there weren't enough for everybody. And that was kind of the point, was there wasn't enough for everybody.
Yeah, there was like 2 less.
Right. And so Brooke got a parachute.
Yeah.
And I was like, and she got like the last parachute or something, and everybody else had already like escaped the house.
Yeah, they jumped out.
Right. And I was like, I'm getting that parachute. And Custer was like, nope. And she just laid down in one of the...
I laid down too.
Oh, no, maybe that was you. That's right. You laid down the bearskin rug.
I did. Yeah, I was like, well,
that's
I'm old.
Right.
I'm an old player here. I'm like 62 years old. I'm like the doctor. And I'm like, I'm senile. It's fine.
That's right. It was you. It wasn't Custer.
Yeah, every time it was my turn, I was like, I'm going to just roll around on the rug. I don't need to move. I'm going to go down
Because the room you were in had a bearskin rug. You're like, I'm just going to hang out on the bearskin rug.
It was like the game room. Or the bedroom, the master
Something
bedroom.
like that.
Regardless, there was a bearskin rug, and I enjoyed it.
So, since she was out, and everybody else had escaped, it was down to me and Brooke. And so I killed Brooke for her parachute.
And she was like a kid. She was playing a kid, so she's like, you killed a child for a parachute.
And she has never let me live this down.
Nope. Never.
Every time we see each other, she will say something about that damn parachute. And so then I decided to go skydiving for my 30th birthday, and I just invited a whole bunch of my friends to see like who would want to come with me, whether they wanted to stay on the ground or actually jump out of the plane.
Yep.
And she was the first one to respond.
Yep.
And my immediate reaction to her on that Facebook group was, "Are you really going to trust me around parachutes?" She laughed so hard.
It's so good. It's so good.
She's like, there's gonna be enough for everybody this time. And I'm like,
there's instructors.
I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't trust me around parachutes, but okay.
My favorite part about that game, really quick too, was even after the all-out brawl fight and you killed her for her parachute, the parachutes had holes in them.
Yeah. And so everybody died anyway.
Everyone's dead, and I was like, cool, I just enjoyed myself on Bearskin Rock. And then, like, someone else did, too. They were, like, in the bar or something.
It was Custer, I think.
Yeah, Custer and I were just like, chilling.
Oh my god.
So, that was a good, that game, I think about that game a lot, actually.
That was my first experience with that game, and I fell in love with that game. But the last time we played that game was when you were the betrayer, and we were here.
Yes!
And you met my dad for the first time.
Yes! He woke up from the chair, and he looked at me and was like, you're a human, you're not a ghost. Okay. Alright, he was out of it. He was just like, alright, I spilled pizza on her bed, guys.
Ugh. Sorry. Like I said, I have to clean this.
I feel really bad, though.
I have to clean it anyway. Because Corvette's a gross cat.
Poor Corvette.
I mean, I'm letting her live her life.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was really funny. Because I remember you coming down and telling me, I think you just met your dad.
But he's half asleep, so I don't know how much you're gonna remember.
And then the next morning, I remember him saying something. He's like, why is your friend just up in the kitchen? Was she not allowed to like hang out with you guys or something? And I was like, no! Because she was just standing in the kitchen reading a book. And I'm like, right, we were playing a game. And so I explained to him this game. And I'm like, so she was the betrayer. And she had to be separated from the group.
Yep.
And he was like, okay, that makes a lot better sense. He was, even the next morning, he was like ridiculously confused.
I bet.
But it just makes better sense for you guys for the betrayer to go up into the other unit, you know? Because there's really no other room in here. So.
Well, even when we played it at Leah's apartment.
We had to step outside in the hall.
Yeah, we stepped in the hall.
Right.
Because it was too cold to step out on the deck. And we could still hear things at the deck. So.
Yeah.
Ah.
She's, I think, trying to open the door. She can't, though.
No.
Because I don't think there's a way to unlock it from that side. That would be really weird.
That'd be kind of scary.
To have the ability to... though I do sometimes get scared when I hear her doing this at night when I'm trying to go to sleep. So I'll get up and, like, hit both of those, like, making sure they're as locked as they can be.
Yep.
But then there was one time where... Because Corvette has been in and out of wanting to sleep in bed with me. Because I move around so much. And I like murdering people, apparently, in my sleep. As I've been told by anybody I've shared a bed with.
I do too.
I thrash and thrash. So it's unusual now for me to feel her in bed with me, and I was hearing that noise, and all of a sudden it stopped. And then I felt boop, 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 boop. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, I figured it was Corvette, but there was also just this part of me that was like, oh my god, there's a raccoon in my bed.
Yeah. Yeah. She got out.
I was convinced that there was a raccoon in my bed. I've been trying to, like, open it just enough to, like, be able to see her.
Yeah.
But she always gets back up the flue.
Tempting fate there.
I know. Especially since I've been doing it since my parents have not been in their unit. So, like, excuse me, because they've been gone all week.
Yep.
And so, like, I've been doing this and thinking, man, this is not good life choices. It's so funny because my friend Brian makes fun of white people all the time for doing stupid shit. Like, his Facebook is always filled with, like, horror movie scenarios, like, scary noise in the basement, white people. You know?
It's true, though.
I know. And I'm like, oh my god, he's right. Like, in real life, because I am tempting fate with this damn raccoon.
You just white girl personed yourself over there.
At least I'm not blonde.
This is true. You'd have something more against you in a horror movie if you were blonde.
And I've been single for a really long time. Because, you know, when people have sex in horror movies, they always die.
Always. Always. But, like, never understood sex in horror movies. Because it's always, like, in the middle of business or, like...
I know. It's like, the weirdest spot. I mean, after studying film criticism, like, I look at horror movies very, very differently. Mm-hmm. So, like, I actually kind of understand, because they're all horror movies are about sex in general. So...
When there's satire horror movies,
like Scream,
I really appreciate them. It's okay, Cosmo.
Hi. Go see your raccoon friend.
She is trying.
She is. She's doing something in there.
She's doing something.
You'll eat a little bit. But yeah, I remember because my favorite professor in college, when I first moved down here, because I hadn't quite finished, I was trying to finish what I could at Normandale.
Yep.
Kind of like what I'm doing right now, and then finish what I need to at St. Cloud.
Yep.
So I talked to two of my favorite professors in St. Cloud, and we had started these independent studies.
Yep.
One about the Marx Brothers, which made me very happy because I love the Marx Brothers. And then the other one was just this kind of cinematic overview, because one was the history professor of the film history professor, the other one was the criticism professor. So obviously, like, it made sense for Brad to want to do the history of, you know, to do the Marx Brothers, because that's film history. And we really didn't talk much criticism, we just talked, like, the evolution of their films and blah, 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 blah.
And how it, like, changed the game.
Right. Yeah. How they were able to successfully bring vaudeville into film. And,
yes.
And all that stuff. And so then, with Chris, obviously, it was all criticism. And so... I was looking over the syllabus, and I saw him as I was looking over the syllabus, out of the corner of my eye, him getting, like, super uncomfortable. And I was like, what? He's like, look at week whatever it was. I can't remember which week it was. And I looked, and I was like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre? He knows I don't like slasher. He knows that I have trouble with slasher films. He's like, if you want to switch it out, we can. But the whole point of you watching that is, like, really important. I could find something else that would fit kind of a similar motif. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I could barely get through it. And that's, like, a tame one.
It is. It's very tame.
I mean, for the time period, it wasn't tame.
No.
For the time period, it was very gory, but it's like a super tame one. There's this one scene that it will replay in my head pretty much every night right before I go to sleep.
Okay.
The one where he walks up behind him and hits the guy in the head, and then he falls over and convulses.
Yes.
I don't know why that has haunted me for 10 years.
I mean,
I know.
I wonder if it's because it's a very real scenario. Not meaning
Could
to,
be.
like, extra scare, but, like...
No, because it's really, very realistic.
Yeah.
Kind of like why Misery scares me so much.
I haven't seen the entirety of Misery. I've only seen the scene.
Oh, the
Misery.
hobbling scene?
Yeah. It was on TV one time, and I, like, watched it from commercial to commercial, and once the commercial happens, I'm like, I can't. Like, I don't know what hits me, I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah.
But it was one where he was trying to get buff again, and so he had the typewriter, and he was, like,
Oh,
doing
yeah.
the bicep curls, and then he would hear her, and, like, go down, and he's all sweaty and shit, and he's just trying to be cool and hide his breathing. He's like, yeah, I'm just taking my, yeah, do it.
But you get ready to escape her. But the reason why that's so scary is because it could happen.
Yeah.
It's like it, where you're dealing with a creepy ghost clown that turns into a fucking spider, which I still don't get.
Oh my god, I hated it so much.
I want to see the new one.
I do too.
But I want to wait until they're all out, because I don't know how many chapters there's going to be. I want to wait till they're all out and then, like, have a big movie night.
Yeah. I wonder if it will just be, like, the 2 chapters like they did with 1990.
Could. Yeah. I was thinking they might expand it more, though. Because there's a lot they left out from the book.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, leaving stuff out, like...
Yes.
As somebody who studied film, it drives me absolutely bonkers when people are like, I don't like when they leave things out from movies. I'm like, well, there are a lot of reasons why. Timing is one. Whether or not it looks good on screen is another. It's completely different when you're imagining something.
Yeah.
It may not translate on screen.
Exactly.
And it's like, when people get on their high horses about that, and they're like, but I'm like, take a film class. Take a conversion, take any kind of film conversion class. Like, I took comic book cinema, which was a conversion class.
Ooh.
Which was a comic book to film conversion class. Not that we converted, but like we would read the graphic novel and then we'd watch the movie and we'd talk about the differences and why the differences happened. Though we did get to read Watchmen because Watchmen was coming out. We didn't get to see Watchmen because it didn't come out until after the semester was over. But it was coming out like that summer.
Yeah.
Or that winter. I can't remember if I took it, if it was a spring class or if it was... I have to look at when Watchmen came out, but it was like the semester had already ended, so it must have been summer. It sounds like a summer blockbuster movie.
It is. Like with what The Watchmen is. Yeah.
It's very summer blockbustery.
That's so good.
Did you see the Star Wars trailer?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god.
I saw just a bunch of people freaking out though.
Maybe what we'll do is after we're done with this, after we turn off this camera,
Yeah.
we'll go over to my computer
Yeah.
and you can have like a live reaction video. Oh my god! I'm so excited. You're gonna cry.
I heard that it was like just, it dropped and I was like, I can't, because I didn't have headphones in at work, so I was like, I can't. But just a bunch of kids, not kids, students were talking about it and I was like, what's going on? Well, that would be lovely.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll put that up.
Did you see the new Lion King trailer though?
Oh my god! I am so excited.
The original score was coming through and I almost cried at work.
When I heard Mufasa's voice for the first time, like, I share it every time I see it on Facebook. Can we just thank James Earl Jones for staying alive long enough to play Mufasa in this movie?
Just one more time. One more time.
I am... It sounds so good. And that's Scar.
Yes.
I'm still not sold on the whole Beyonce thing.
That one, I'm like, I'm waiting. And notice they haven't shown her voice at all.
No!
Nor
I'm excited to hear her sing Shadowland.
Yep.
Because they're taking... Because they're not taking all of the Broadway music.
Okay.
But they are taking Shadowland, I found out.
Okay.
So she will be singing Shadowland.
Okay.
Whether they've rewritten it at all, I don't know. Because I know you've seen the Broadway with me.
Yes, yes.
You saw the Broadway with me. We went together to go see the Broadway show.
My grandma loves that show, by the way, still.
I know. I was sitting right next to her, and I all of a sudden I hear during He Lives in You, I hear, and I'm like, so I reach over to your grandma, and I'm just like, it's okay. And she's like, I just love it so much. And I'm like, it's just so beautiful. But she was like sobbing. sobbing during that.
And she was just like, I just don't know what's gotten over me. It's just, And I'm like, it's touching. Like, I cried.
Right. Well, I remember, because I went to go see it first with my mom, so I saw it twice within the time it was at the Orpheum here in Minneapolis. And so first I went to go see it with my mom, and I started crying before it happened, because like I have been waiting to see The Lion King since it first came out, and it was at the Orpheum back when I was a kid, back when it first started touring. I came to the Orpheum, and my parents were planning on taking me, but then something happened and it fell through. I wasn't able to go and see it. And I was really upset about it. My sister tried to make me feel better, because she's like, I mean, it's not like real lions or anything like that. It's like people. I'm like, I know. I'm 10. I'm not stupid. And
so this has been 20 years
in the making. And so then it came here a couple of years. It came here the summer before. It came here the summer before we actually went. And Kelly and I were planning on going. But then something else happened, and we were able to go.
Yeah, she, like, picked up a show or something.
Something like that. And then, I can't remember anymore, but then it was going to be down in Des Moines.
Yes.
And my mom and I were going to make the trip down to Des Moines. But then that was when her cancer hit.
Yes.
So we couldn't. And so then I found out, so I mean, who knows when it's going to come back. Like, I'm just so upset. I came to the idea that I'm just going to go to Broadway. Like, I'm just going to go to New York, go to Broadway and see it. Like, because I've always wanted to see a Broadway show on Broadway.
Yep.
And I was like, maybe that's just what I'll do then.
Yeah.
You know? And then I found out that it came back the following summer. And I was like, it never comes twice in a row.
Never.
The Orpheum doesn't do that. And I was like, I'm going.
It's a sign.
Right. And so the second tickets went on sale, my mom found a coupon code. We bought the tickets.
Yep.
And we had them. And then all of a sudden you guys bought tickets. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'm going twice.
That was a big group.
It was a big group. Because it was you, me, your grandma, Kelly, Leah, and Custer. Did Matt go?
But yeah, it was a large group. We took up almost the entirety of a row.
Yeah.
And we were up in the nosebleeds, though, because, like, that was the only seats, that big of a section of seats left.
Well, it was really fun because I got to experience it 2 different ways.
Yeah.
Because my mom and I were on the floor.
Okay. Oh, so you, like, saw the elephants and
We
stuff.
saw the parade of animals. And we also got to watch Simba run up the aisle. But then it was really fun because then I got to be on the balcony level, which I had to miss all the parade, but you know, we had the birds up in our section, which was kind of fun. So we had the people swinging the birds, which is pretty cool.
I think about those birds a lot too. I don't know what it is. It's just like the end scene. Whenever I hear anything Lion King, it is that scene from the Broadway show when they're all like together and the birds are circling, and just the whole end. Really.
When I think of the birds, I think about right at the beginning of Act 2.
Yes.
Where they do the One by One song. I listen to the soundtrack a lot. I know all the names of the song. I just don't listen to the Morning Report, which made me very happy that the Morning Report is not in the Broadway show anymore.
I don't like the Morning Report because I got the Lion King because I didn't have it on a DVD. I had it on VHS. So I was like, oh, I need this, and so I went to Half Price Books. Got it, and the Morning Report was in there, and it was like a completely different animation style too, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing with Pocahontas. They put a new song in there when Pocahontas and John Smith. Yes. When John Smith and Pocahontas are together in the teepee, like saying their goodbyes, doing their thing. It was like
when John Smith and Pocahontas are in the teepee.
You know.
I mean, when the real Pocahontas and John Smith did not fall in love at all, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine.
There's, you instantly can tell because the animation is a little softer. The color is kind of saturated. It's not as vivid.
Right.
And it's just bizarre.
Well, and what really frustrates me is obviously because Simba was the one that sings most of the morning report.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's slightly different than what's on the Broadway thing, but every time it comes on in my car, I will audibly yell, no! And I'll switch the track. Like, I scare anybody who's in my car when that comes on. Like, I'll hear, no! And I'll move it. Like, Melissa was in my car and that happened. Like, no! And she's like, whoa, what? And I was like, the morning report, it's fine. It's fine now.
There's just no traffic around you. She's like, what happened? What? Traffic? What? No, it's a song. It's a
Literally
song.
just the song, the only song I refuse to listen to when anything. I love everything Lion King except for that fucking song.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so Simba sings most of it. But obviously the kid who played Simba's singing voice back then sounds like this now.
Yeah.
So obviously can't sing the song anymore. Because it was, 10 years? It was the 10-year anniversary that they did that song.
Yep.
And so I hate it. Like, I got rid of that DVD as soon as I got the new Blu-ray that came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. And, like, I got rid of that DVD so quick.
Yeah.
Because it drove me crazy that was the default.
Yes.
You had to go into the special features to switch it to the original movie.
Yes.
Why? It was so... I don't normally correct Disney. But Disney can make mistakes too. I mean, Song of the South is a perfect example. I've not actually seen it, Song of the South.
I haven't either.
It's on YouTube and I've been tempted. Just the film historian in me
Yeah.
is ridiculously curious.
Yep. Disney did a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
propaganda-wise. Yep.
Well, and cryogenically froze himself. It's fine. I totally believe that. I totally believe he cryogenically froze himself.
Have you seen that episode of Robot Chicken?
I didn't watch Robot Chicken.
Okay, they took Walt Disney's head and put it on a robot. Kind of Futurama style.
Yeah. Oh my god, Futurama.
Mm.
I just Marie Kondo'd my clothes. You heard of Marie
Yes.
Kondo?
I did that too. Yes.
And the
How
reason
Minnesota was that?
the reason I'm bringing that up is because I went through my geeky shirts.
Yes.
And there weren't a lot that I got rid of, but there was this Bender one that I'm like, I will probably never actually wear this Bender shirt. And I'm sad because, like, I love Bender. He's, like, legitimately my favorite Futurama character.
He's so good.
And I'm so sad, but at the same time, I really thought, I actually had to think hard about it. Like, I was like, am I really gonna get rid of it? Like, but even, like, I don't watch enough Futurama for me to be like, that's the shirt I'm gonna wear today.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? When I have a ridiculous, like, I have too many geeky shirts as it is. And the majority of my geeky life involves Power Rangers and anime. So, like, it's hard for me to be like anything other than those things right now.
Yeah.
Especially because that's what the only time I really wear my geeky shirts is when I make videos. Or if I'm just running around.
Yeah.
I can't wear it to work.
No.
Can't wear them to work. I don't know. So I got rid of it. It makes me sad, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like, I knew I had to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Doesn't feel good, though.
It does.
Like,
It does.
and the mentality that you're doing it with, because, I mean, it's not just getting rid of stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like deciding whether or not this thing gives you joy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then thanking it when it doesn't, thanking it for its time with you,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and getting rid of it. It's such a positive way of doing it
It is.
that you actually feel good
Mm-hmm.
afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you almost feel like you have this little high.
Yes.
Like, it felt good. It felt good.
I'm currently still doing it because I just have like things I'm still going through.
Mm-hmm. I have at this point only gone through my clothes, my anime, my manga, and my books.
Yep.
So I still have to go through my TV shows and my movies, which for my TV shows and my movies, there are very few that I probably will get rid of just because they're all genuinely things. Because I don't get... Like, I went through a time period where I was buying anime to check it out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or with TV shows, I don't buy it unless I already know I like it.
Yeah.
You know. So all these TV shows give me joy.
I say keep them, though. Don't even look through them.
I suppose. My movies I probably could, because there are a few movies that my grandma gave me back when she was moving in with Barbara, my aunt.
Yep.
And she couldn't keep all of her DVDs, and so she gave me just a bunch of DVDs. And my games I can probably go through, because there are a lot of games that she gave me too. That I'm just like, it's great that she gave them to me, but she wouldn't want me to just keep everything.
Right, and just collect dust and
Right.
and not use it.
Right. She would hate that.
Yeah.
So. But yeah. It felt good.
Good.
I still have my anime manga over there in the pile. I didn't donate those yet. Only just because I'm going to figure out a way to try and give them away to my subscribers first.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
That'd be super fantastic.
Yeah. So, at some point I'll probably do like a live show and give them all away.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes.
So,
You have room for more things.
that's part of it, you know. Because I was also thinking about the fact that, like, with some of my other clothes, the big reason why I wanted to do it was because there were a lot of clothes that I bought right before I became a real estate agent with that friend that is no longer a friend because of all the drama that I've talked about on my channel. And so those clothes definitely don't give me joy anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've kept some of them because some of them are like staples in my wardrobe right now. And so now it's going to get down to me just replacing those staples with new staples. And then getting rid of those. And then like the dress that I wore to that gala that we went to, I still have that just because I genuinely like that dress.
It's a nice dress.
So until I find something that I like better, may as well keep it.
Yeah. Yeah, I only have a couple dresses in my wardrobe. But I really like the dresses that I have.
I got rid of one dress. And that was one of my bridesmaid dresses. I'm just like, you know what though? It's almost prom season. I'll bet you there's probably going to be a teenager going into Goodwill looking for a prom dress, and she's going to find that dress, and it's a beautiful dress. It was well maintained. And, you know, she's going to really benefit from that dress.
Exactly.
Or, no, whatever gender they identify as.
Yeah.
I don't mean to box it as a she.
They're going to like it.
They're going to like it. That teenager will enjoy the dress.
Yep.
And
prom season with our snow.
It's already almost melted.
Right. Like, it's supposed to get up to 40-something degrees this weekend. So.
And like in the 50s by Tuesday.
Yeah, so it's gonna be gone.
Gone. Gone.
I hope so. There were several people that were legit bummed out, where they were like, every time I was like, how's it going? They're like, it's okay.
The treasurer at the church that I work at, so the computers went down sometime on Saturday.
Oh.
Or my computer went down, and my computer is the server.
Oh.
So, like, none of the computers connected to the server worked. So, the guy who does some paperwork, and he's, like, in Florida, he couldn't get it in, the pastor couldn't get in, and the treasurer couldn't get in, so they couldn't even count, like, the offertory from Sunday.
Oh, no.
So he comes in on, I think he must come in on Wednesday, because Tuesday was pretty much all spent just fixing the computer. And so he came in on Wednesday, and he sneaks into the office, he looks at me, goes, if I told you there are flakes falling, would you throw something at me? And I said, probably. He goes, okay, then it's clear and beautiful outside. It's actually in the 70s. And I was like, God damn it.
Oh.
When he came in to collect all the offerings so that he could actually, like, get his job done so that the other guy could get his job done so that I could get my job done. So I didn't get to do that job until Thursday.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And that's usually a Tuesday morning job.
Yeah. Oh.
So, like, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
hopefully everything's back on track by this week.
Oh, I got everything. Yeah, I got everything caught up.
Oh, there we go.
I'm good at my job, man. And so I went out there and I looked. He's like, don't! No!
Ugh.
Because my window is closed up during the wintertime because there's too much of a draft.
Yeah. Oh god, drafty windows.
And and I'm right by it. So they close it up completely, so I can't even look outside.
Yeah.
And so
It's
that's
just
why.
like dark t-shirts all plastic. Sorry.
Actually, they've come up with kind of a cool system, and it keeps me nice and warm during the winter.
There we go.
I'll take it. I'm full. I want to finish this slice.
They're pretty good pizzas.
They're good pizzas. Even though it's like gotten cold at this point now.
Right? Well, yeah, it's tasty. Tasty.
Using an old geek concher as a rag. It's so gross now.
Pillowcase.
I'm literally just gonna throw all my geek conchers into the fire pit.
Yeah, I was gonna say incinerate them. Just incinerate them. They bring you negative joy. They bring you just all the bad feelings.
Because there's no way I'd be able to donate them. I don't think people would get them.
No.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to. I mean, geek con doesn't exist anymore. So at first I didn't want to donate them because I also didn't want to like promote them.
Understandable.
The only thing I won't get rid of is the little Geekbot plushie that I have.
Yeah.
He's hiding.
Yeah.
Because he's just too cute, and Geekbot didn't do me wrong.
No. No.
Geekbot's adorable.
Geekbot's super cute. I can kind of see him peeking out.
Mm-hmm.
Doing his cute little scanny.
Geekbot and I are friends.
Good.
So, but these shirts, yeah, I don't want to keep them. So many people are like, you had so many good memories of GeekCon though. I'm like, yeah, but they've all been tainted.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe 10, 15 years down the line it might be a different...
But am I ever going to miss these shirts?
No.
Right.
I don't think so.
Right.
You'll have those memories.
Yeah. I'll have pictures. I have friendships to show for it. Like
you have archival evidence.
Right. I don't need these damn shirts.
No.
So I'm going to toss them in the fire pit.
Do it.
And we should have like a bonfire.
That would be so much fun.
And we can just like say bad things about GeekCon.
There we go.
It's so funny because I've changed my tune so much because I'm trying to get you guys all to come to GeekCon.
Yep.
And then you're all like, then all of a sudden I'm like, nope, that shit.
Don't do it.
Nope.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't go.
100%. How was Anime Expo though?
Detour.
Detour. Sorry. Anime Detour.
Good. Yeah, Anime Detour is fun. It's weird because like I don't go to conventions just for fun anymore.
Yep.
Sorry. That's fine. I don't do conventions for fun anymore, and I wish I would. There is one. Because of GeekCon, I was never able to go to Power Morphicon.
Oh.
So now that Dylan and I are no longer part of it, we're going next year.
That'll be fun.
And it's literally next door to Disneyland.
Extra fun.
Yeah, so we're also going to do a couple days at Disneyland if we can make it happen.
Yes.
Obviously, like, a lot has to, like, fall into place.
Yes. Yes.
And if we can't go to Disneyland, we can't go to Disneyland. I'm sure I'll find another opportunity to go to Disneyland. But it will murder me as I'm standing literally across the street from Disneyland.
Hello, Cosmo.
He wants food.
Is it eat time? Sorry. I said EAT. Well, shall we do that? And then Star Wars it up, maybe?
Yeah. So I think we'll end it here. We're done with our pizza.
It was
Not
tasty.
done with our wine yet. And there'll be another video. We'll say on Tuesday, because I do videos on Tuesdays sometimes when I like have an extra one I just want to throw in.
Oh, there we go.
So on Tuesday, you can watch Sarah react to the Star Wars trailer.
I'm excited. I know nothing about it.
I'm excited. So my friend Kay is the one who showed it to me. Mm-hmm. And she's like, here. And I was like, uh-oh. It's another friend that I met through YouTube. Mm-hmm. Like I met Dylan. We're this big group of friends. And she's like, here, you need to watch it. And I watched it. And there's this part where I went, what? And she goes, I know. And I went, what? And she goes, uh-huh. I mean, like, there was more to that conversation, but I don't want to give it all away.
Thank you.
So I'm going to let you...
There's spoilers.
Yes. I'm gonna let you experience it. But it's good shit. Okay, anyway, for real. Bye.